This YouTube channel is a record of all of the freelance work that I get. You can literally go in and see all of the new clients, the new gigs, the travel opportunities, just by looking at these videos and how I get myself these opportunities. I want to talk about first how I got someone else an opportunity. So this is the combat promotion that I freelance for. They needed remote editors. I brought some in via this YouTube channel, and both of them, you can look at this, have sent me messages saying because I shouted them out, they got new work. And that is the first step to getting all of these new clients and new jobs. So I'm going to go deeper into it, because it definitely has to do with networking, but that first part of getting yourself in front of other people's eyes is extremely valuable. So this is my last day of freelancing in San Francisco. Let me talk about the gear, and then I'll talk about the new jobs. So we're doing 2 interviews, one shooting this way. It's gonna be nice because we can get the San Francisco architecture outside the window. And then we're gonna flip the room and then shoot this way, door closed. You might recognize Tommy here. He is brought onto this job because Adam, the director right here, knew about him because of my YouTube channel. So I saw Adam creating videos on YouTube. I thought they were great. I also gave a shout out, and that just put all 3 of us into the same world. And that is much more powerful than I thought. I didn't think just a simple shout out would be able to do that, but it was great for us because we could get a local hire, someone who could bring some of the gear that we couldn't travel with, and it helped both parties. The only way this happens is if I was marketing myself on YouTube and Tommy was marketing himself on YouTube. I like to call it just sharing. I'm just sharing myself on YouTube, but in reality, that's what it is. It's a marketing tool. And this is how it's done. It's word of mouth. And people trust who the referral is when it's word of mouth. If it's just on a listing site like Production Hub, which is another platform that I use to market myself, you don't get the same level of authenticity. However, I recommend doing Production Hub because you can just put yourself in front of more eyes. It's all about that effort. The marketing part doesn't have to be cringy. I host filmmaker meetups around the US, and tonight I'm gonna host one in San Francisco. I don't know what's gonna come out of that, but I know it's gonna build networking, it's gonna build community, it's gonna push people together who are already in the same area, and that is extremely valuable. Also, there's another thing. Trying to get into these groups that can help you, sometimes you have to pay, but the value exchange can be phenomenal. I have paid myself to be in the art of documentary. I thought it was gonna be just get some learning modules and that's about it. But when they allow me to get into their Facebook group, I was able to make so many more connections by posting my work. That's the thing, is if you're in that Facebook group, it does nothing for you unless you interact. So I took it as an opportunity to just say, I'll share all my stuff. I'll share my vlogs, I'll share some behind the scenes photos, and I've gotten a ton of work from that. So much so that the Art of Documentary said, hey, we see you're active. We like people who are active. So when we open doors up again, do you want to be an affiliate partner? That's an easy decision for me because I know it helped me, and I know it can help others. Now I'm shaking hands with other people who have more opportunities. I'm not just acting by myself. When I'm with others, it has an exponential effect. I think doors open up today. No, they opened up yesterday. I think it's 30% off. If you want an additional 10% off, click the link. You have to click the link and then use my code, and you'll get 10% more. It's all about these different branches that I'm using. I'm not relying on one of them. If I relied on one of them, I would not get enough work to sustain myself. So it's networking meetups. It's these communities that you can pay to be in. It is marketing myself. And I'm very adamant about this because it's how I survive. But if you are skeptical, the best thing I can say is look at my YouTube channel. That is pure recollection of all of the jobs, all of the channels or travel, all of the clients that I get. There's no arguing that. That's paid work. And that is kind of the thing that speaks for itself the loudest. unfortunately, the networking thing kind of tears me into two directions. I, at heart, am an introvert. I like to be in the corner just talking to myself or maybe one other person, but I can get much further with these meetups, with the community, by calling on other people, asking them to help, sharing the benefits. It just makes sense to have more people. Just like if you're trying to scale your company, you can't do it all by yourself. So Tommy Beal was a fantastic asset here. He found the actual space that we got to use, and it was great just being able to address how many people came out. I thought only a couple people were here, and then when we decided to do a group photo, the entire bar walked over. So I'm always looking for a point man when I do these new meetups in new cities. So if you want it to be in your city, let me know if you guys have a venue or if you have a place you'd like to go to, because I am trying to take this thing as far as possible. I would love to get a corporate sponsor where we could have tons of giveaways. We could make it an even bigger event, make it private. There's so many options and different ways I could take it. But for now, they are really low budget. And in fact, the ticket sales, the money that I get from that just gets put into the next event. So this is something I want to grow, and I love seeing people come out. I've already had a ton of people DM me saying, thank you for the meetup. I got new jobs. Oh, and by the way, whenever I do one of these meetups, this is really cool. I put together an Instagram chat, and I let the community grow from there. So this is a screenshot of my IG DMs, and I get to have my Orlando, Atlanta, Dallas, now San Francisco. I'm creating this network or these chapters that can continue to grow. And of course, you guys know I always will stop into a lounge if I can, now that I have my access. I think I ruined traveling for Adam here. Spoiled him on the Centurion Lounge access, but that's it. That is how I get so much of my clients. It takes work, but it's not impossible. This is my little lounge hack. They have free drinks here, but you can't bring them out unless you bring your own cup. So what I like to do is I get an espresso from that machine, and then I fill it up with the chai latte over there, and I have a dirty chai, and then Adam's doing the same. Oh, and you remember how I started my last vlog with Adam's broken FX3 handle when he checked his bag in? Tommy took it home and said, hey, let me take a look at it.
Guy, I just didn't want your thing to stay broken.
How long did it take you to figure it out?
About 3 hours. So it had gotten unplugged from that thing there.
No way.
So.
And then you fixed it.
You went home after the
We still
shoot
gotta
and
try
spent
it.
3 hours tinkering on this thing.
We still gotta try it.
Wow.
But it's